so Tommy had some kind of situation on Twitter, and then I was like, well, there's kind of like a double standard here. Like, it's like his fans get to support content creators that are, that have done some questionable things. But then when it comes to him wanting to support, someone like that, apparently he can't. So I'm like, well, why can't his fans do it all willy-nilly, and then when it comes to him, they're like, no, you're not allowed to do that. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I made the executive decision to tweet about this, and I did, and no one cared. And I was like, well, I thought I made a pretty good point. And then a couple hours later, people began liking it, and I was like, okay, well, why? And then I saw that apparently Tommy went on a Discord, or he went on Wilbur. Oh yeah, so apparently Tommy went on a Wilbur stream, and I was like, okay, well, let me see what's going on. And then people on Twitter were like, oh my god, he nearly had a breakdown, and Wilbur did this, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I searched the clip, and then I found it, and it was basically Wilbur just saying that, yeah, I'll try to find the clip and put it like on screen so it makes more sense, so I don't like butcher anything, but from what I remembered, it was him saying,
I want to learn about it as well, but like I'm really into learning about the LGBTQIA plus stuff, and I've always, taken like loads of that, but it's learning about all this new stuff, and it's really stressful for me as well. I'm just thinking,
well, Tommy, it's not about you.
Wanna...
No, Tommy, it's not about you, man. Honestly, it's that comes off as quite privileged that you're in a position where you can say that, I think it's not Twitter's responsibility to teach you. It's your responsibility to learn and then to get better as a person, I think.
Yeah, but I
don't think you being like, I'm trying my best to excuse anything. You should learn about it, and I can help you. I can teach you stuff, man. But it's like you should, yeah.
I get what you're saying, but then it's like at the same time, Wilbur, you kind of messed up, and it sounds messed up in you saying that. Especially from Tommy's perspective, because like, sure, I don't necessarily think it's privilege, because it's like, well, I don't know about the privilege part, but oh my god. But when Tommy said he was like, oh yeah, I'm stressed as well, and then Wilbur was like, well, you know what, it's not about you. I'm like, that doesn't make sense that he said that, because it kind of invalidates his feelings now. It's like, well, if it's not about him, then who's it about? Oh, it's his fans. It's like, okay, well, now Wilbur's basically being like one of his fans, where he's trying to hold him to like a certain standard that in some ways is unrealistic, or it just conforms to his fans, and it doesn't consider or like take into account how Tommy feels. So it's like, okay, well, now he's oh my god, Tommy should really have someone else to get an opinion from, like maybe Philza or like Techno. Those are some good people. I would say Dream, but like he's in a situation right now on Twitter as well. Oh yeah, anyways. So I was like, really, Wilbur? I'm like, I get what you're trying to say, but also at the same time, I don't know if it was just a stream thing, but he really should have made it obvious to Tommy that there's a difference in how he should act online and how he should act, or how he should be in like reality, because what he was telling him is advice that he should be taking for his online like person, the online side of him. And then it kind of just seemed like he was mixing those two together. So this is how I think Tommy would think about that. It's like, okay, well, if it's not about me, then it's about the fans, and then he's doing the thing that's stressing him out, and that's a boundary that should, oh my god, that should never be crossed when you're a content creator. It's like you need to be able to, sure, please your fans, but you also need to be able to just do what you want. Oh my god. So yeah, you need to be able to do what you want as a creator, because it's like, okay, if you keep on conforming to them, then you're just gonna mold to what they like. And this is where I think when Wilbur was like, oh yeah, it's gonna, make yourself just to try to make yourself a better person with this. Sure, it does for that online, but like all the people, in my opinion, all the people on Twitter are kind of overly sensitive. Like the things that they're getting mad at, they have a right to get mad at, but it's like at the same time, why are they getting so stuck on it when, did no one ever teach them how to move on from things and forget those people and just improve yourself? It's like they're stuck on that. It's like, oh well, I want to make a change. It's like, okay, well, you being stuck there and complaining about the problem doesn't make a change. It just hurts both the parties and leaves both of you guys stuck on it. So it's like there's no change. You guys are just staying there. You guys are like the people on Twitter just trying to make people conform to their liking, which it's not gonna work like that everywhere else. This is just a Twitter thing. No one really cares about your feelings or on the, anywhere. It's only really on Twitter where it matters. Which is why I think a lot of people on there just go there and they like it and it's addicting because you can be heard, which is good. But in instances like this, it's something that is people on there like, oh, we're not trying to harass them or anything. We're just trying to teach them. It's like, wow, I don't know if you're blind or something, but if you've seen all the things, there's a lot of hate. And then to put it in perspective, it's like if someone got shot, and then they're like, you know what, we're just trying to educate them, and we're being nice about it, and then you just put a bandage on that shot wound. It's like, no, all the pain of what people were saying outweighs what a few people were trying to attend and saying. It's like, eh. And then people are like, oh, just get off Twitter, which he's taking a break, but like he can't completely get off, which it's the same reason why Dream doesn't get off Twitter when all these controversies come on. It's like Twitter, for like a YouTube and market perspective, it's like it provides, oh my god, no, it provides like a way to get your name out there. And when you're trying to market things like Dream and Tommy are, it helps very much to put your name out everywhere. And they don't really have the liberty of quitting Twitter like Wilbur and Techno, I guess, kind of did, because they're not really trying to push their name to the max. Oh yeah, so that one thing that like put me off a bit about Wilbur saying it's not about him, just didn't make sense for him to say that, because it's like it invalidates what he's feeling now. It's like, okay, well, Tommy, guess what? It doesn't matter what you're feeling or anything about what you say. Just do what your fans like, and then, keep on doing your stuff. It's like, no. And then people were on Twitter were like, oh my god, he's going to therapy because of you guys. And I'm like, when you're someone like Tommy, and you can't really like talk to anyone about this to like a certain extent, then it's like, of course you're gonna need to find someone else to express all these things about you. And then when that other person can also tell you how to help yourself in situations like that, it's like even better. So that's why therapy exists. And it's like, it's not a bad thing that he's doing it. And it kind of sucks that Twitter and all those people on there are being like, oh my god, he's going to therapy because of you guys. It's like, okay, well, he probably went to it before because it helped him. It's like, why wouldn't you do something to help yourself? It's like, and then that's something Twitter should realize, because it's like they're saying therapy is bad, and because of you, he's going to this place to get help. It's like, getting help is not bad. It's like, if the way to make it more obvious what they are saying, it's like if someone were to get stabbed or shanked or I can't say stabbed, okay, if someone were to get hurt really badly, and then they're like, you know what, I'm not going to the hospital, and they're like, I'm just gonna take this Advil. It's like, don't you see that massive bruise on you? It's like, you should probably go to the hospital. And they're like, no, I'm gonna stay here and not get help. That's basically what Twitter is. And then Tommy, obviously, he's smart, and he's like, you know what, if something like this happens, I'm gonna get help. It's like, okay, well, that's the smart move. And then everyone else is like, oh my god, because of Twitter, something that hurt him, he's getting help. It's like, how is that a bad thing? And it's like, okay, well, that's good that he's going to therapy. Honestly, like, everyone should go to therapy, because it's like, there are some things you cannot tell your family or talk to anyone about, because it'll just create more problems. So, and then when you have someone outside that's not related to you, which is therapy, it helps because there's no bias, really. There's no personal bias. So yeah, that was another point I want to touch on. That everyone on Twitter just seems like people that need therapy, move on from certain things, and they get stuck on it. It's like, that's a problem, that you get stuck on things and that you don't know how to move on from those, and you keep bringing them up months after, like the dream stuff. It's just, logically, it just doesn't make sense for you guys to be stuck on those things. And then, but also, I mean, it's whatever, it's what they're doing. If they don't want to get help, that's their problem. Tommy's the one that's winning in this situation because he's getting help. But, talking about this, he mentioned this on his alt stream, and in that alt stream, I also noticed that he said something that I mentioned before that no one was talking about, which was that it wasn't about him.
Like today, I was spending so much time just thinking about Twitter and like, you know, are people angry at me because this? I didn't mean that, but I don't want to say that. I want to communicate that. And it's just stressful and it's not fun and it upsets me a lot. You know, like a lot. Like, and I know it's not about me, and I know that I know that the points about these issues and the shit everyone makes is really important. And it's cool, but
And he seemed like frustrated by that, and I'm like, oh my god, why did Wilbur say that? I'm like, I knew it was gonna be something bad. Or I knew it was something bad, and then I got it confirmed. He was like, yeah. He was like, I know it's not about me. It's like, okay, well, Tommy, you shouldn't think like that, because if you're thinking like that, then you're thinking in the way that you should conform to your fans, and you really should not. You have to have boundaries and set them. Like, all these people are saying, oh, you messed up, and then Wilbur's like, oh, well, guess what? You're feeling stressed, guess what? It's not about you. and then he leaves. And then, I mean, hopefully Wilbur just reads stuff on there. I haven't seen anyone on Twitter say what I'm saying now, because I don't even know why. They only started saying it after I posted it like a couple hours before, like 5 hours before I was posting these things. And then I think when Tommy's stream came around, people were like, oh my god, look what you did. Basically Wilbur's saying, you know what, it doesn't matter that you're stressed. It does not pertain to this matter. It's like, okay, well, it does, because when he's stressed, he can say certain things that he doesn't mean to, like he was during his stream. I could see, like, during Wilbur's stream as well, I could see that the points he was trying to make, but then he kind of messed up because he was like in the heat of the moment, and then I was like, oh my god. It's like, I get what you're saying, but not everyone does, and then it's gonna come off as bad. And I'm like, oh no, there are not people on Twitter that are like this, that know what he's saying. They interpret it in a different way. And then it's like, oh no, and then all this stuff happens. So yeah. That's what I have to say about him. I really want to talk to him, and the only chance I can see me talking to him is through this video, or if I go to like TwitchCon or VidCon, which I'm not allowed to, but I have a plan. My plan is to become relevant enough on YouTube and Twitch to be able to attend those two events, because I'm not gonna be able to go if I don't have a reason to go for my parents, because they're like, you know what, if you don't have a reason to go, it's like, you're gonna meet these people. It's like, who are they? It's like, oh, it's someone I want to meet. It's like, no. It's like, you have no reason to go over there. It's like, oh my god. So if I have a reason to go over there, it's like, oh, I have it's like, look, the people are coming over to this convention to meet me. It's like, and they're like, and my parents are gonna be like, okay, well, if people are expecting you, it's like, you should go. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go, and then I'm free, and then I get to meet these people, or these creators. Even if it's like one person, I could get by with like maybe just like 5 people. I would just like to go there, because I've never been to anything like this, and I haven't talked to anyone in 6 years, so it's like, what better way to reintroduce myself into a social life by putting myself in a scenario with thousands of people. That's what I have to say about the situation. I think it's a pretty logical standpoint. I feel like Tommy needs to hear this. I don't know if anyone's told him this, because it's like, he's off Twitter already, so how is he supposed to get the message? There's a bunch of people saying other things, and I think what I'm saying hasn't really been said or emphasized enough for him to see. So to get this into the algorithm, I'm trying my best, but also you guys can contribute by just liking this video. All you have to do is like this video, and you will help in getting this message out. Please, months from now, people are gonna realize I was right. Please.